I thought my marriage was dead, buried under years of silence and resentment. Then everything changed. My name is Emma Collins, and this is the story of how my husband Daniel and I found our way back from the edge of betrayal, bound by love loss and a little girl's Christmas wish. The opposite of love isn't hate, it's indifference. Hate still sparks something, a flicker of passion, even if it's dark. But indifference, it's a cold void, a slow poison that seeps into a marriage when you stop caring. That's where Daniel and I were living like strangers in our cozy Denver home, bound only by our love for our 8-year-old daughter Lily. Her leukemia diagnosis 3 years ago had shattered us, and while we fought for her, we lost each other. I found solace in my coworker Michael Evans, a kind man who listened when Daniel didn't. Daniel grew close to his assistant Sarah Bennett, her warm smile a refuge from our icy silences. Neither of us crossed the line into physical betrayal, but emotionally, we were already gone, tethered only by our vow to protect Lily's fragile world. Our days were a performance, polite smiles for Lily, hollow gestures for friends and family. Behind closed doors, we were roommates, not lovers. Our conversations clipped, our touches rare. Lily, with her bright blue eyes and golden curls, was our anchor. Her Christmas wish each year was for a white Christmas, a dream we couldn't fulfill in Denver's unpredictable winters. But last year, she surprised us. Sitting by the twinkling tree, her small voice trembled with hope. I want the Christmas lights to stay on forever. Tears stung my eyes as Daniel and I promised to keep those lights burning for her. Her radiant smile, framed by her pale, delicate face, sealed our vow. From that night, our house glowed 24/7, a beacon of love for our little girl. But the neighborhood wasn't as enchanted. By late January, grumbles turned to complaints. In February, the Homeowners Association sent a notice demanding we remove the lights. Daniel, a lawyer, dove into the fight, drafting letters and citing bylaws, but the HOA was relentless. They sent a legal notice threatening a lawsuit. Each night, Daniel updated me on his efforts, but frustration grew. I felt he wasn't doing enough, and I vented to Michael over lunch. He's filing motions, scheduling hearings, but it's not enough, Michael. I just want Lily to have her lights. Michael leaned forward, his green eyes steady. Emma, I know someone at a local news station. Let's shame the HOA into backing off. My heart leapt, and in a moment of weakness I kissed him. Guilt flooded me instantly. I'm sorry, Michael, I'm still married to Daniel. He nodded, but his words lingered. You deserve happiness, Emma. I'll wait for you. Across town, Sarah was congratulating Daniel. You did it, Daniel. You beat the lawsuit. She flung her arms around him, her auburn hair brushing his cheek. Desire flickered, but he pulled back. Sarah, I need to call Emma. He'd convinced a judge to dismiss the HOA's case, a victory he'd worked tirelessly for. But as he dialed, his phone rang, his senior partner, Charles Harper. Daniel, you need to see the news. Then come to my office. Puzzled, Daniel turned on the TV. A reporter's voice filled the room. A young girl with leukemia has a simple wish to keep her Christmas lights on. But her neighborhood's HOA is playing Grinch. The camera panned to our living room, where I sat with Michael explaining Lily's wish. My husband's trying, but it's not enough, I said, my voice sharp with frustration. Michael added, I just want to help my friend Emma and make Lily happy. Daniel's face darkened. He hurled the remote, shattering it against the wall, and stormed out. That night, I waited for Daniel, buzzing with excitement over the news story. Daniel, you won't believe it. The interview's gone viral. 100,000 views, the HOA's getting slammed. He didn't look at me, pouring bourbon with a trembling hand. Congratulations, Emma. Too bad there's no lawsuit anymore. He slid legal papers across the table, the judge's order dismissing the case. I won this morning before your interview aired. Thanks for believing in me. His voice dripped with sarcasm. And thanks for telling the world I'm failing our daughter. I protested. Daniel, I didn't mean he cut me off. I saw you with Michael cozy on our couch talking about our daughter. And my boss, he's thrilled. Our firm's client arrival station isn't happy we got scooped. They're questioning my job. He drained his glass. So I celebrated with Sarah. Just drinks like your little lunches with Michael. Tears burned my eyes as he climbed the stairs, his final jab echoing, "Let me know when your story hits 1,000,000 views." Our marriage crumbled further, a silent agreement that it was over. We kept up appearances for Lily dodging her questions. "Why don't you and Daddy sleep in the same room?" I fumbled. "We want to be close to you, sweetheart." She giggled. "Daddy says it's 'cause you snore." I mimicked Daniel's fake snore, making her laugh, but inside, I wondered how long we could fake it. Lily's bedtime stories were our refuge. We'd read Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, her favorite, taking turns voicing characters. Her laughter was magic, briefly erasing our pain. But one night, everything changed. Lily asked us both to read. As we settled in, we noticed a paper tucked in the book, a surprise, she said with a weak smile. I touched her forehead. "Daniel, she's burning up." She begged, "Please just read." We did, but her energy faded. Suddenly, her body shook, eyes rolling back in a violent seizure. Daniel grabbed her as I called 911, my hands trembling. We raced to the hospital lights, flashing hearts pounding. In the ER, we sat in silence, the clocks ticking a cruel metronome. A young doctor approached, his face grim. "Mr. and Mrs. Collins, I'm Dr. Carter. Lily's stable, but her leukemia and treatments have weakened her immune system." Daniel's voice cracked. "Is she going to be okay?" The doctor's silence was answer enough. For 12 days we stayed by Lily's side, taking turns sleeping on the hospital cot, whispering to Michael or Sarah when the other wasn't looking. Family arrived, urging us to rest, but we refused. Lily grew weaker, her small body fighting through tubes and machines. Finally, the doctor said there was nothing more to do. We signed the forms, held hands with family, and watched as the machines were turned off. At 6:14 a.m., Lily slipped away, sunlight bathing the room in a golden glow. We clung to each other, grief binding us in a way love no longer could. The funeral was a blur. Flowers, condolences, an empty shell in the casket that wasn't our Lily. At the visitation, I saw Michael approach, his handsome face etched with sorrow. We hugged too long, and Daniel's gaze burned through us. He didn't confront Michael, but the distance between us grew. That night, alone in separate rooms, I paced, wanting to talk to Daniel, but finding his light off. At the funeral, I faltered by Lily's casket, Daniel and my father steadying me. I saw Sarah hug Daniel in the crowd, and regret stabbed me. Why hadn't I tried harder back home? The silence was deafening. We avoided the inevitable tiptoeing around our broken marriage. Then a wail shattered the quiet. I found myself on Lily's bedroom floor, clutching a drawing she'd left in her book. Stick figures labeled Daddy, Mommy, Sister, Brother, and a winged figure labeled me, watching from a cloud. The dam broke. Daniel sank beside me, holding me as I sobbed. "Our baby," I whispered. He saw the drawing and his own grief poured out. We clung to each other, time dissolving in our shared pain. As darkness fell, I whispered, "Daniel, is it over for us? Can we find our way back? I've lost Lily. I can't lose you." He stood, pulling me up, and led me downstairs. With a trembling hand, he flipped the switch, and the Christmas lights blazed to life, a silent vow. In our bedroom, we rediscovered each other, slow, tender, reclaiming what we'd lost. "I'm sorry, Daniel," I cried. "I let Michael come between us. He kissed my tears. I let my pride push you away. You're my home, Emma." We made love not with the urgency of youth, but with the depth of a love forged through loss. We left Denver for 3 weeks, escaping to heal. When we returned, I faced Michael. "I'm quitting, Michael. I love Daniel. You deserve someone who loves you fully." He protested, but I walked away. Daniel faced Sarah, gently ending her hopes, and fought for a partnership at his firm, securing his future. 9 years later, our twins Clara and Peter fill our home with chaos and joy. On Lily's 18th birthday, we visit her grave, releasing balloons with notes. Mine reads, "My angel, you saved us. I miss you every day." As we watch the balloons rise, snow begins to fall, big soft flakes blanketing Denver. Clara and Peter dance, catching snowflakes. Daniel and I share a tearful smile, knowing our angel has sent her white Christmas at last.